Hello everybody, good afternoon and welcome once again to the Montgomery County Executive's weekly media briefing and public health update. I'm Laura Virgili, Hispanic Public Information Officer, and today we're having a hybrid event. That means we're going to have a bill signing ceremony right here in the Executive Office building, and after that we are going to transition into the public health update and other topics via Zoom, virtually. So this week, the county executive will use this media briefing to sign Bill 1423, which is the late night business safety plan bill that he introduced to the county council earlier this year. Joining the county executive right here with us this afternoon are council members Kate Stewart, Sidney Katz, Don Lutke, and also Natalie Fanny Gonzalez. Montgomery County Police Chief Marcus Jones is also in the room, as well as Stephanie Helsing, who is the president of the Greater Silver Spring Chamber of Commerce. Joining us virtually this afternoon as well is Health Officer Keisha Davis, as well as Sean O'Donnell from the Department of Health and Human Services. With that, Mr. County Executive, good afternoon, and the podium is yours.
So thank you, and thank everybody for joining us here today. And to start by saying, it's a good occasion to be celebrating this new law that will soon be in place to address crime and safety concerns in the county. There are a lot of things we're doing that I never thought we'd be doing. I don't think anybody thought we'd be doing in Montgomery County, but we're having problems we never thought we'd have in Montgomery County. And so the responses that we've put together are appropriate for the issues that we are now dealing with. National and local problems have been a focus for quite a while. We know we're not an island, but we're not isolated from everything else. But what happens every place else doesn't mean that we don't have need to respond locally. And last year I met with business leaders and community members and other elected leaders to discuss safety concerns in downtown Silver Spring. And we've worked with the police department to develop new methods to reduce potential threats more easily and respond to crime more quickly. And so you'll see license plate readers in Silver Spring, you'll see more cameras, you'll see cameras on top of poles with nice blue lights, and you'll see a better partnership with Maryland State Police. So we've worked to try to build these better relationships. Perception is reality, and we absolutely need to get more done. And examples of what we're working are improving lighting and adding security and requiring handheld metal detectors and security cameras for some businesses. And what changes are needed will be determined as we review businesses' late night safety plans, which they'll be required to provide us. I appreciate the efforts of some business owners proactively who have already implemented the safety plan and are moving forward and aren't waiting for this legislation to be in place. Penalties for non-compliance will be real, and to be blunt, businesses could face closures if they do not comply. If we continue to have incidents, this could ultimately lead to a business being shut down, and we hope it doesn't come to that. We came to this after realizing many calls for police service were coming from late night establishments or coming from events that occurred in late night establishments and then wound up on the streets. And most businesses aren't prepared for this, never having dealt with problems of this magnitude before. Nobody was prepared for the situation they found themselves in. And we know that businesses don't want a bad reputation, and it's not good for Silver Spring or any place else in the county to have a bad reputation if we expect people to come to Montgomery County and come here to enjoy the nightlife and all the things we have to offer. So we want a thriving nightlife economy. We want businesses to be able to thrive. We want a better balance in the vibrancy of our nightlife and safety, and I think that's a reasonable thing that we're doing, and I want to thank the council. You took our bill and made additional amendments to it. I think it's strong, defensible, and it's absolutely the right thing to do. I've already had inquiries from people not in Silver Spring that have said they think they have similar issues with some establishments, and we will be sure that we look at this on a countywide basis. So we want everybody here to feel like this is a safe place to go. With that, I'm going to turn this over to Kate. As is it random?
I read it.
I have a copy of it.
Great. Thank you, everyone, very much. I'm Kate Stewart, the County Council member for District 4, and I want to thank the County Executive very much for sending this bill to us, and send a particular thanks to my colleagues, the Chair of the Public Safety Committee, Sydney Katz, Council Member Dawn Lukey, who also serves on the Public Safety Committee, and Council Member Kristen Mink for their work, and to my colleague, Council Member Natalie Fani-Gonzalez. Yes, we did get this bill from the County Executive, and through working in partnership, I believe we landed in a great place for our communities moving forward. I also want to extend a thank you to Director Earl Stoddard in the County Executive's Office for his work on this, and Commander McBain and Captain Reed, who are in District 4 and particularly been working in the downtown Silver Spring area. In particular, it's the work that Captain Reed has been doing over the last few years that really serves as a model of building a partnership between our businesses, especially those that are open late at night, and our county departments, in particular the police department. I want to note that this bill is a great step forward. It provides a tool for us to use, but it's not the only thing we need to do. There is so much more we need to do. And in particular, we need to recognize the fact that what we're facing throughout the county, not just in Silver Spring, but in communities across Montgomery County, is a rise in gun violence. And this is an issue that is both one we're facing here in the county as well as the state and nationally. And I do want to thank Governor Moore for his actions lately regarding the legislature, for them moving forward in gun safety legislation. But most importantly, as the District 4 person, I know what's most important to all of us is how we feel in our community, and making sure that when we go out at night, when our children go out, when our families go out, that we feel safe in our community. And that is the step we're taking today, to work in partnership with our local businesses to make sure that people feel safe when they go out and enjoy all that we have here in Montgomery County. So I want to thank all the partners, and also Stephanie, who's here from the Chamber, and all her great work. And I will now turn it over to Councilmember Katz, the Chair of Public Safety.
Thank you very much, Councilmember Stewart, and thank you to all who've been involved in this. This truly was a partnership from the very beginning. We knew that there was a problem. The county executive, along with Dr. Stoddard, sent over information, and Councilmember Stewart, the local district council member, along with everyone who's been mentioned, we sat down to figure out what's the best way forward. My background is, and I'm a small retailer, I'm somebody that wants businesses to prosper. But I'm also somebody that realizes that if you want your business to prosper, it has to be safe. It has to be safe for you. It has to be safe for your patrons. It has to be safe for the neighborhood. And we had so many businesses, and I applaud the Chamber of Commerce. We had so many businesses come forward and stand with us, give us their good thoughts, and say, this is a good idea, but we can have a better idea. And we decided, and we worked together to come up with what I believe is not going to be perfect legislation, but it's going to be good legislation, and we're going to learn from it. And we have a very fine police chief, as well as a very fine police department, who's going to work with us along with other departments to figure out if there's something that needs to change, then we're going to change it. We all want what this legislation is after, and this legislation is saying we want all businesses to be successful, and we want all businesses to be safe and to keep everyone in the area safe. And with that, I'm going to turn it back. I'll turn it over to Councilmember Lukey, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, everyone up here, for being so collaborative and cooperative in working through this piece of legislation. And I am incredibly proud of it, not because it was my idea, it was not, but because I was allowed to participate in helping to make it better. And really coming at it from the perspective of positive risk management. and recognizing the need to be proactive and collaborative with our law enforcement partners, with our other licensing partners, and so you'll see pieces of the bill that add that to it, that really look at the full landscape of how a business operates within the community, protecting health and safety of the community, and making sure we're taking into consideration different voices and perspectives from around the county. So I am thankful for having had the opportunity to work on this, and I look forward to, again, expanding the different tools in our toolkit to help make our communities safer. Thank you. Turning it over to Councilmember Natalie Fani Gonzalez.
Just want to thank the county executive for moving this forward. Once his proposal was on the table, I shared with different businesses in Wheaton. And the wonderful thing is that it wasn't just me talking to businesses. I was joined by the police department. This is a partnership to make sure communities are safe. It takes a village, as you all know, and having the cooperation, the active cooperation of our police department, of the county executive and the county council with the business community working together, and our residents to ensure that people can feel safe to go out and have a drink and have a beer. And because I do, very often, in Wheaton specifically, it's something that it's part of having vibrant communities, and you gotta say it. At some point, my kids are gonna grow up, they're gonna be teenagers, and they're gonna be working at some point in one of these restaurants, and I wanna make sure they're safe. I say this as a mom too. So thank you so much for being here. I'm gonna pass it to our police chief, Mark Jones, so he can share some remarks.
Thank you. So, good afternoon. First and foremost, I also echo those thoughts of thanks to the county executive, to the council members, and to the Silver Spring Chamber of Commerce, because there was a lot of leadership on their part. And I'm very grateful of the men and women from my department who worked hard as well to help work with the county to come up with this. You know, Montgomery County really is changing and has changed from the type of community that, you know, we really didn't have a lot of late night activities in this county for a very long time. And now it's changed. We have communities such as Silver Spring, Wheaton, as well as areas of Rockville and Bethesda that continue to have a nightlife. And that's a great thing. And along with that comes safety, because not only do we have a changing community as it relates to nightlife, but we also have residential communities that are mixed in with those businesses that are having a late night events. So with that being said, this is why this will work for everyone. I think this is beneficial for everyone, not only just the businesses and their patrons, their employees, but also those residents who live in those communities where this will occur in the late night. So we're grateful that we are going to be able to work with our business community, and grateful for those who have already jumped on board and have really come up with great plans that have created really safety plans that we have had little activity from a police standpoint to have to be involved in their activity. So that's where we're trying to, that's the goal we're trying to get to. And we're just grateful that this legislation will help those who maybe are not so much wanting to jump in, but we're willing to partner with them in order to do so. So again, from that standpoint, it's a debt of gratitude for us, because it will help us in the police department to really help Montgomery County maintain its safety. So thank you so much.
There's already been a lot said. Again, my name is Stephanie Helsing. I am the new president and CEO of the Greater Silver Spring Chamber of Commerce. And being so new to the job, I feel like I was just handed a gift. I was handed a gift by the county executive presenting this bill. I was handed a gift by the county being so diligent when they met in making sure that they understood the needs of the businesses, and they were really concerned about the impact of the overall safety plan for the businesses. So the due diligence is definitely something that the business community would like to say thank you for. We're really excited about the collaborative effort of this entire safety plan process, and we really are looking forward to continuing our work with Marcus, with Captain McBain, with Captain Reed in the morning. We are going to be meeting with them to actually start handing out our collateral for the Silver Spring Safety Alliance, which is another enhancement to the work that is already being done to what this bill is already going to do for us. So I'm going to say thank you to everybody who's here as well for all of your efforts on the behalf of the business community in Greater Silver Spring. Thanks.
Thank you, Ms. Helsing. Thank you, Chief and council members. Mr. County Executive, we had, before we transitioned to the bill signing, we had a little bit of technical
I've
difficulties.
heard about this.
Audio. While you were speaking, so if you would, can we have some of your remarks again? Don't hate me for this, come on.
That I memorized it for.
Look, everything's been repeated that I said in the beginning. I mean, this is basically, you know, I guess the major points are, you know, we're in a different situation than we were before. These are things we wouldn't have normally done. We made decisions to go ahead and implement policies, practices that were out of our ordinary because we were dealing with a situation in the county that is out of the ordinary. It is not strictly Silver Spring. We've heard issues raised in other communities around the county, and we will be using this. This is a countywide policy. There are going to be standards, there are going to be compliance requirements for businesses that are open between 12 and 2. If they have two incidences that can be traced to those establishments, either where they happened or where they originated, they will have to comply. From 2 to 5, anybody who's open from 2 to 5, selling cannabis, hookah, you can't sell alcohol, but food, then you're going to have to come into compliance as well. And those are important things. That what I didn't say the first time, now I get said, is that I just wanted to thank Jacob Newman, Carson Henry, and the whole team in Silver Spring, because they played a big role in bringing people together for these conversations, and which leads to what Stephanie talked about, the other work in terms of a group of citizens and government and police that will continue to work to further communications. Jacob played a huge role in that in Silver Spring. He's been really, really diligent, would be an understatement in terms of how we've approached this. And, you know, we did begin this with beginning late night enforcement that involved the state even and going into establishments and looking for illegal sales and after-hour sales of alcohol. So we've been working at this seriously, and I just want people to realize, you know, we do not take safety for granted, and we do not think that it's okay to let the safety situation deteriorate. And collectively, we've taken action to put us in a position to make Silver Spring safer, and of the rest of the county safer as well. Now, for questions?
Yes. Now we're going to open it up for the members of the media. Questions regarding the signing of Bill 1423. And let's wait for a couple of minutes, see if the members of the media pop up any questions in the general chat.
Get through this.
Any questions, Karen? Give them a going once, going
Nothing?
twice.
Members of the media who are joining us virtually? Any questions regarding this particular topic? Going once? Twice? All right, then we transition to the bill signing.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good sign.
Okay, so
This is exciting.
Do you want them to do a sign, you want to do a shot first, Clark?
Clark, what do you want to stage?
Want to do a shot before he signs? Or it doesn't matter?
I think they want you to.
Action shot.
Because I will miss the line if I.
All right, just look.
Look at his look.
Today is
Yes. Yeah.
Then can we get you all looking down at him signing? That'd be great. Looking down at the county executive signing.
try, you've got 6 more of these. Try to get it right.
It's still the same.
24.
Still. I was concerned that they should keep the next one, the original. You have it.
We got 7.
You're
They're
good.
the same,
We got 7.
You've done this before.
Yep.
That's not a good look.
Excuse me, boss. You have.
The chair.
I'll take that. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Proud, they're all the same. I will point out my signature is not the same.
Your signature, what?
The
So that's
signature,
not the
I
same.
never saw the name.
Are you serious?
No.
Nobody does.
Yeah, nobody does.
Oh, I do.
Okay, so I guess I know something wrong.
That's how we know forgery happens.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Right?
Well, I should give it to the
Yeah,
chief.
it's okay.
Give it to the chief.
Kids haven't learned your handwriting?
Thank you.
I'll just be the assistant.
Yes.
One for the records.
One for the record.
This is expedited. It actually is in February.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the clock is ticking on
Yeah,
those
that's
regs.
right.
I know. Regulations.
We started on Monday on the regs.
More to come.
One more shot.
All right.
All right.
Anyone looking up, hold up your copy of it. With the, with the seal.
Yeah, the
face.
seal, that's
Yeah.
good.
It's not official, but.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is great.
Yes.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us this
Now- now-
afternoon.
Yes.